Thank you, Ken, for that lovely speech. Emotional.
Karaoke.
I know you're worried about us Southerners not understanding you, Ken. But I understood every word. I think everyone did. Also, thanks so much for coming down to help early, Ken. You've been working all over the garden and doing all sorts, so thanks so much for that. Really appreciate it. You'll notice that Jill and I have taken our time to get married since our engagement in 2007. We don't like to rush into anything. The proposal was a bit embarrassing. We were in Australia, beautiful beach, so I thought I'd surprise her by pretending to take her for a walk along the beach to a bird sanctuary. Yeah, I know, she's a lucky girl. But she was hungry and kept asking how long this blooming walk was going to be to that blooming bird sanctuary. Let's turn around and go for some panak. You might not know what that is. That's actually a strange northern dish, isn't it? Yeah, anyway. So I was forced into an early proposal. My thongs floated away. Bet you didn't know I wore a thong. Anyway, no, it's too much. They're flip-flops in Australia. Anyway, by this time Jill was peeing herself with laughter. The humiliation was complete. Anyway. Okay, she's lovely, she's beautiful, she's so intelligent. But that's enough about Auntie Joan. On to my wife. Sounds weird. She obviously looks absolutely amazing. I'm so proud to be married to Jill. Really, so proud. I wasn't going to cry this early, actually. It was going to be later. But I'm so proud of all her achievements. Even though she never accepts any praise, as you'll probably know, never admit that she's brilliant at everything she does. She's even better than me at Snatch. That's a board game, by the way. Also, you would not believe how hard Jill has worked to prepare for today. Honestly, unbelievable. Thanks so much, Jill. Seriously, honestly, you would not believe how much she's worked on this garden and everything else, and all this stuff in here. It's amazing. Sorry, Grant and Guy, to be honest, she is my best friend. I'll be honest. The minute I heard that she loved Keighley Cougars, rugby league team, you'll like that, Norman, you'll appreciate that. I was smitten. And also she hated Wigan, so sorry Stu, I know you're a bit... she really is the best thing that's ever happened to me, despite all the job lists she writes for me, usually in the holidays, and the fact they never get, I can't remember what they speak, any shorter. You complete jobs, and then new jobs magically appear. But joking aside, I'm so happy and lucky to be married to Jill. So, I always get the formal stuff wrong on the toasting bit, but it's time to toast Jill. So can we all stand and... I'm not sure I've even meant to do this, but I will. Can we all stand and toast the bride?
The bride!
Cheers, Jill. Amazing. It's going to be short, isn't it? Sorry, I'll get a move on.
It's fine.
To Jill's mum and dad next. Thanks so much for welcoming me into your lovely family. Really, it's great. You've both been massively supportive. I've seen a lot of Jill's mum recently, which has been great. No, really, honestly, it has been great. She's a real gem. She's an absolutely lovely woman who has brought Jill up just right, apart from that list thing. She's so caring, generous to everyone. Thank you so much, Anne. Amazing. Said amazing a lot, haven't I? But I mean it. Also, I think you'll agree that the bridesmaids have been fantastic today.
Lovely.
And thanks so much to them. Oh, sorry, I was meant to say, and there are some flowers. So yeah, as Ken said earlier, Helena, Jessica and Chloe, lovely, lovely people. And to be honest, although my little sister Anna is not a bridesmaid, she has honestly worked her wellies off over the last few months, organising a brilliant photographer, digging the garden, tidying, doing all these amazing stuff all over the place. She has really been a true legend. I can't believe what she's done. We really wouldn't have been able to do all this without Anna. Unbelievable. But also my other... So, yeah, clap Anna. But also my other sis, big sis Sarah. She's just worked solidly. Just keeping everyone calm and been amazing. So Sarah, thanks so much. Working with Jill and brilliant. But it is time to go back to the bridesmaids and to toast the bridesmaids. I hope everyone has some bubbles. I think I'm going to have to do the formal things. That's what it says here. So, ladies and gentlemen, will you please be upstanding and raise your glasses. Anyway, we're going to the bridesmaids.
You what?
We'll give them presents later, I think.
You've got to find them first.
Yeah. Okay. This is going to be tricky because, with what's happened tonight. But Mum and Dad, I'm determined not to cry actually for this one. Well, not as much as Pee Wee. Where is he? From his wedding. Because you sobbed, right? But anyway, which is fine. But Mum and Dad are truly amazing. I've said amazing again. They do so much for people in this community and outside it. It can be a bit frustrating, to be honest, because they don't actually do anything for themselves, which is probably why Dad's so ill, because he's been doing this garden for the last 3 months. Honestly, I can't explain how grateful I am to them. They are seriously the most fantastic and inspirational people. You won't believe the work they've put in. Dad's been a bit unwell, and as you can tell today, but it's been impossible to stop him working. You know, just stop working, Dad, when you get to hear this on Anna's phone. And Mum, relax. Thanks so much to them. We definitely couldn't have done all this without them. Okay, I meant to give them presents, but they're not. Thanks. This speech is too long, sorry. Thanks very much to all the ushers. Honestly, they've been amazing today and yesterday and the day before, and just doing all sorts of stuff. Ben sawing wood everywhere, or doing all sorts of things. Building a fence with Dad, just honestly unbelievable. Merv, oh that's Martin, sorry, been brilliant. Frodo, that's Ian. Ben, I've talked about Ben, that's Ben. For all the hard work he's done in the garden, as I've said. And many thanks, of course, to the flamboyant Master of Ceremonies, Paul Sully, a legend. Thanks so much, Paul. Also, a mention must go to Ben, who fiddled so beautifully in the church. Where are you? Oh, just here. Thanks, Ben. You and Barbara, incredible. There's some boxes of beers over there. Grab them for you lot. Anyway. As for the best men, Grant and Guy, what can I say? They are very special people. I'm very grateful to Grant in particular for organising a fantastic stag do. Probably best not talk about that here. Auntie Joan's in town, so. Guy is a fantastic brother, and although we used to fight like dogs, and still do sometimes, I have a huge amount of respect for what he's achieved and what he's all about. Absolute, I love him. The only slight drawback with these two gents is that they do tend to live in a bit of a parallel universe, which causes them to invent fanciful stories. They really do believe these stories to be true, and I thank you for humouring them during their speeches. Cheers.
I don't know whether he's got wind of what's coming or not. This is the part where the groom squirms uncomfortably in his seat. Unfortunately, he hasn't got one to sit through, he's got two. But first up, I believe, is Guy. So, big cheer and round of applause for best man.
The speech of the best man is an anxious, even terrifying prospect for many newly married young men. Sitting as Hugh is now, in front of a varied audience of friends and family. But in Hugh's case, there's particular reason to be extremely worried indeed. Ever since Hugh made the frankly horrific mistake of asking us to be his two best men, Dr. Grant here and I have carried out some detailed research on the life and times of Mr. Hugh, yes, Francis Reading Halford. Despite his begging and pleading, we feel that we have a duty to reveal some of the more degrading and frankly bestial material we've dug up on the career of someone we all previously considered a trusted brother, friend, colleague, teammate and teacher. Only his lovely new wife's threats of legal action, and worse, have prevented us from showing you the copious video footage to illustrate our harrowing 2-hour expose of Hugh in action around the globe. Don't worry, Stu, there are DVDs for sale at the back. It's been very difficult to come up with anything that can be acceptably presented to a mixed audience. So we've stuck largely to Hugh's prowess as an animal lover. Sorry, I'll reread that. We'll stick to Hugh's prowess as an animal lover and ornithologist. As today's rather lovely table names attest, Hugh's obsession with beautiful birds has continued from an early age. He loved to peer through his binoculars at particularly fine local specimens and built a knowledge of great tits and boobies. Did I say that? That one was for you. To rival even the great Bill Oddie. You probably haven't heard about one of Hugh's earliest exotic adventures. On a visit to Colchester Zoo, having attempted to entice one of his little mates into the wolf enclosure, Hugh took a liking to a big, angry-looking lion. The intrepid child adventurer crept up to the bars, but the lion spotted our Hugh, and with a haughty glare, simply raised his tail and hosed the unfortunate 4-year-old with a powerful, pungent, yet well-directed jet of leonine micturation. That's lion wee. His interest in our hairy mammal relatives appears to be shared by his lovely wife Jill, and to this day I'm reliably informed that PricewaterhouseCoopers colleagues know Hugh and Jilly as the Jumping Monkeys. Hugh was a stalwart companion at compulsory church every Sunday for 15 odd years, and he could always be relied on to burst into giggles during the sermon or to sing slightly altered versions of well-known hymns. Again, enthusiastically engrossed in all things animal, a 3-year-old Hugh was sitting under the pew in church one day, reading 3 Billy Goat's Gruff, and chose a particularly quiet moment in the service to shout out, "Up jump the troll!" Here's a little something that Dad found earlier to commemorate that moment.
That was in our bedroom last night.
Those two last anecdotes are sad testament to the lack of truly embarrassing material that we could uncover on here. What I do know about him is that he's always been there for me, a great friend that I've always been able to talk to and rely on. Hugh has always been a great brother to me. He's overcome some really hard times, showing real character to become the man he is today. The whole family, Mum, Dad, Sarah, Anna and I, all wanted to say how proud we are of you today, Hugh.
Yeah.
And Jilly, saying this seems really strange as you're already such a brilliant part of our family, but welcome to the family, pet. We think you're a bonny canny lass. Hugh and Jilly, you are amazing together, and we wish you all the best for a long and happy life as husband and wife.
Thank you, Brian. Now, Hugh has to sit through another squirming. Grant, who I believe I'm told to mention is from Wales. I've got no idea why I'm asked to mention that fact, but there we are. So over to you.
Cheers. I hope everyone's having a great day today. I know we're all looking forward to the after dinner music and dancing, especially Hugh, so I won't keep you all too long. Seeing at a festival, I thought go for the festival theme and drop in a few band names and songs as I go along, so if you want to have a chat afterwards, I'm happy to go through the answers with you. When Jilly Hugh asked me to be one of the best men, I was deeply touched, as for some of you who don't know me, my organisational skills and timekeeping isn't always the best. So thank you for putting your trust in me, and I'm still surprised we got Hugh to the church today on time, so more thank you Guy for that one. Today Jill's looking stunning, absolutely beautiful, and to be fair Hugh, you're a very lucky man, but also you're a good looking lad as well.
Thanks, babe.
At university, Hugh was always there to help his friends. He once helped a group of friends move out of their house by throwing the entire contents of the kitchen through the kitchen window. Plates, cups, saucepans, and for good measure the ironing board as well. And he told his friends are thankful to this day for the speed he managed to throw that stuff through the window to move to the next house. And at university, he was always thoughtful with his friends. When they came back from the halls of residence, he would often play When the Saints Go Marching In on his trumpet at 3 AM in the morning, so I don't think the Dean was so keen on his musical choice and taste. And his generosity continued when he moved to London. He helped me paint my kitchen walls a nice tangerine colour using a French stick, but it's a story I think Hugh should talk about later after a few beers. As you all know, Hugh is very keen a sportsman, and sometimes he's a bit nervous to the point where he spends the first day on a rugby tour or skiing, often being ill in bed and sick. Blaming it on the altitude sickness or the time difference in the zones when they're playing rugby. However, part of me thinking drinking 10 pints the day before, half a bottle of Bison vodka, may actually be the real reason why he's having such a poor day one turnout. And I'm not really sure Weymouth Rugby Club is on a different time frame. As Guy mentioned earlier, he has a fondness for outdoors and gardening and fitness. So to combine these two passions, he once went on a 20-mile walk on the North Downs, and then actually had to stop for answer the call of nature. Most people try and find a bush or a tree. Hugh, being the gentleman he is, thought he'd try and find somewhere a bit more private. I actually found a private garden and gave a bed of roses a good sprinkling. The only downside to this was the owner of the garden was sitting there and shouted, I hope you don't have any organic manure to go with that. And that's, again, we want a huge very keen on animals and bird watching. So, as you can see from the tables today, but one story really stands out for me. And I was went for a walk along the Beer coast, so maybe explains part of it. When he came to see this songbird sitting on the rocks, as it were. Upon closer inspection, it was actually in fact a pigeon. So I'm not sure his pupils know when he teaches them the nature class, but I dread to think what the results will be. But don't worry, I've renewed your RSPB membership as a wedding present. Thank you. When Jill and Hugh asked Guy and myself to be your best man, we're deeply honoured. I've known Jill and Hugh for many years, and Hugh is my best friend. I love him for his friendship, his honesty, and always being there for me to share a bucket of fried chicken. Thank you, Hugh. I do not know of two people more suited to each other than Jill and Hugh. And in this room we all share history with Jill and Hugh, whether it be from school, from university, from work, and undoubtedly this is a memory that I shall never forget. I'm so happy for you both and wish you the very best for the future as you do this wonderful journey together with Mr. and Mrs. Halford. So as this word's made famous by Hugh, I still have not got silence in this room. We do now have silence there. So on this great day when two become one, please we all stand as we toast Jill and Hugh. I hope this day lasts all night long. Jill and Hugh. Last but not least, there's just one more speech from Lucy Webster.